So Apkabio was explaining exactly what Tinubu signed into law yesterday, and he made it clear to everybody that what they've done is to create that single loophole that they need to manipulate the results. And even if you find out, there will be nothing you can do about it. In fact, listen to him. I will come back and explain why I said so. Listen to him.
Well, a lot of provisions in the amended act will definitely make Nigerians very happy. We did a very thorough job, very painstaking. We took cognizance of the peculiarities of the country. We did not allow too much outside interference, and we're very patriotic in our submissions. And at the end, we believe strongly that what the president has just assented into Act of Parliament will make for a better election in the future, and will also lead to prosperity, and will also lead to transparency of the electoral process. At the end, Nigerians will benefit a lot from future elections. Every vote will now count.
So how have you been able to reconcile the concerns of Nigerians that they raised before the
Well, I think all Nigerians wanted was that in the IREF portal, which is a kind of viewing center of the outcome of most of the polling unit results, that they would like to see that transmitted electronically. We have included that in the amendments that has just been signed into Act of Parliament. But we also took cognizance of areas where there may not be any network, where there may not be communication capacities and availability. And we said, since the polling unit result comes in from EC8A, which is signed by the presiding officer, signed by the agents, and signed and in the presence of security agents, copies are given to all. Then we can use that as the primary source of collection at that unit. And then, of course, we transmit it, even if there's no network at that time. Once you step out of there, maybe towards the ward center or the local government center, it will drop into the IRF, and people will still be able to view. The implication of that is that if what is eventually collated at the next center is different from what is in the IRF, Nigerians will be able to compare whether the election result had been tampered with. And for us, that had always been the problem in the country. That once election result leaves a polling unit, it will be tampered with or mutilated. That has been eliminated today. So we are satisfied that we have met the aspiration of Nigerians. The issue of real time also comes in. Once you transmit, even if there's no network at that time, once you go to where there's network, it will still drop. So eventually everything will still be shown. So we are happy and satisfied that we have been able to interpret the intentions and the yearnings of majority of Nigerians, not those who are politically motivated, not few people who make noise. Noise is different from lawmaking. And I always say, no matter what we did in the last 2 years, we went to retreat in Lagos, we went to retreat in Ibadan, everywhere. Those things were just mere consultations. The final outcome of what was amended happens in the plenaries of both chambers. And we felt in the last 1 month that we have done a lot. And we, even the Senate, for instance, we sacrificed even the holidays. The Mr. Speaker had to call back members who were on a bit of a break from plenaries, from budget sessions, to come back and undertake this all-important national assignment. That's why I said we are very satisfied that going forward, we are going to have more transparent election. This has never happened since 1960. We have never had electronic transmission of results in any of our laws. We never even recognized the IRF in the 2022 Act. All those things are now there. And at the end of the day, more powers are given to political parties, that they should decide who their candidates are. And above all, participatory democracy, more inclusiveness. Members of different political parties are now allowed to do direct primaries. That means you can choose the person you want. Delegate election, of course, one person can write the list and then just submit. But this time around, the members who are in the political party will stand up and vote for their candidates and the candidates of their choices. That some people don't understand that it is not even good that in an election you have 5 people contesting. One person scores out of 300,000 votes. One person scores 290,000. And then for one reason or the other, he's disqualified by the court. And then the person who scored 1,000, who is not popularly elected, will now be declared a winner. All those things are eliminated. We have now recommended that where such a case happens, then we should call for another election. And that also comes even with the governorship election, where somebody who scores the second highest vote may not meet the 2/3 of the spread of the requirements in local government and will be declared a winner. No, we don't want that kind of situation. We want something that will help Nigerians to truly elect their leaders.
So one of the reasons why people are insisting on electronic transmission is simply because last year INEC used it as a defense that it was not mandatory. That was why some of the results does not correspond and some did not even come. So They said it was not mandatory, so they cannot rely on what the result that is on IRF to use and make collation. That they have to rely on the from EC8 that was generated from the units. Now, the second problem is this. In the last election, INEC deliberately, some of the polling unit agents said it clearly, that INEC deliberately removed SIM cards from the beavers, which will disable the beavers from uploading results. Now, the beavers can do accreditation without network. It can do capturing without network, but it can only store this thing on its own memory. It cannot upload to the server, to the IRF server. Now, according to Amazon Web Services, that is the provider for this platform, they made it clear that if you capture with beavers and you want to upload, you still have the chance to delete what was captured and upload something else. And remember, each beavers is assigned to a polling unit. So, and there are about 107 something thousand polling units. So what it means is that, they can capture the results from the polling units and tell you there is no network because obviously they've removed the SIM card. Then when the result get to the ward where they want to now finally upload, because your party agents have already signed on the result sheet, they will just change the result to whatever they want, then capture it there and upload what they have, so that when INEC is called to come and defend what they did, they will provide their own results that will now correspond from the polling unit to the ward, to the local government, to the center. Then you, who is now contending the results, will now have a contradictory result from the polling unit, and you'll be asked to explain where you got it from, because the umpire itself has said, I don't know where you saw that one from. This is what we have, and it was captured at the polling unit, and this is what appeared on the IRF. So you will find out that you will be looking stupid in the court. Like, if INEC has a result that corresponds from the polling units, do you get? Because remember, the one they captured will be deleted. They will capture the one they want to upload. So, and the one they upload is what we assume to be what have been captured at the polling units. So they will capture what they want and upload and delete the one they capture from the polling units. That is the one the party agent has a copy of. And guess what? That will now be useless, because INEC has now captured something else and uploaded, and that IRF is the hallmark of the whole thing, of the whole transparency. So once they can upload a different result on the IRF and provide it in hard copy, they would say that this is what they obtained from the polling units, this is what was uploaded. And if you check the result, you now see that the signature of all the party agents are there. So where did all these party agents get the other result that they are holding? So at the end of the day, nobody will be able to see. I've said it very clearly. Until INEC is appointed, INEC chairman is appointed by a neutral body and not the federal, and also funded directly through the budgets without going through the presidency. Until this begins to happen, there is no way you can have a free and fair election in Nigeria.